We will be covering international travel this week. This is where travel professionals can really add value, especially for travelers who have minimal experience traveling out of the country. There are several questions you will need to find answers to before leaving the U.S. First, a passport is required for any travel outside the U.S., except for U.S. administered territories and commonwealths. For many countries, a visa is required. Make sure you allow enough time to obtain this documentation. Also, check the customs regulations for the countries you will be visiting. Health and safety advisories are important. Consider how you will pay for things while traveling. First, a passport is required for all international travel, even for Canada and Mexico. Exceptions are for travel to U.S. territories and commonwealths. Passport information can be obtained from the State Department website. Make sure to check the expiration date of your passport before traveling. For some countries, your passport must be valid several months after traveling. Travel counselors should help their clients make sure they have the proper documentation to travel. Many countries require a visa to enter their country for a specific purpose and a specific length of time. Make sure you know if the country you are visiting requires a visa and allow plenty of time to obtain it. If you are a tourist, you will probably have a tourist visa. Special visas are required to work, to do business, to attend school, and some countries require a visa just to pass through. Make sure you know what is required. So, if you find you need a visa, how and where do you get it? You obtain it from the embassy or consulate for the country you will be visiting, or you can pay a fee and have a visa service obtain the visa for you. A visa service is especially convenient if you have several visas to obtain. There are various visa services you can use, and often if you are traveling with a tour group, the tour company may recommend one. Also, make sure you know if you will need a single entry or multiple entry visa. For example, if you're flying into Kenya for a safari, then going to Tanzania for a few days, and then re-entering Kenya to fly back home, you will probably need a multiple entry visa. Make sure you check. Some countries require a tourist card or a visitor's permit instead of a visa. Mexico is one example. You do not typically have to apply for a tourist card in advance of your trip, but check to make sure. For Mexico, in addition to your passport and tourist card, if you are traveling with a minor child without the other parent, it is wise to carry a notarized letter of consent from the absent parent. You can find sample letters of consent online. And if you plan to do some shopping, make sure you know the personal duty-free exemption limit for the countries you will be visiting. Check the U.S. Customs and Border Protection website for more information. The amount of personal exemption depends on the countries you will be visiting. Also, know what the restrictions are for goods brought back into the U.S. In addition, some people think that if they purchase goods at a duty-free store, they will not be required to pay duty when bringing them back to the U.S. This is not the case. Check the web page for Know Before You Go, which is on the CBP website. It has a lot of valuable information about traveling abroad. And what about health and safety? Do you need vaccinations? You can visit the Center for Disease Control (CDC) website for information. A better idea is to consult your local travel clinic. The travel doctors there will have current information on what you need. It's also a good idea to purchase comprehensive travel insurance, which typically includes some medical coverage while traveling. The State Department has information about travel safety on its website. Check their information sheets for current information on all countries. There are several currency converters online that will make it easy to convert your US dollars to the local currency and vice versa. There are other money questions to consider, such as should you get a small amount of local currency before leaving the US? Should you carry US dollars, use credit cards, or use debit cards? It's always a good idea to notify your bank that you will be traveling internationally. There are other things to investigate before you go. For example, what about using electrical devices? Will you need a converter or an adapter for a different kind of plug? Will you be able to use your cell phone, and if so, how much will it cost? Or will it be better to use some other way of communicating, such as a special app that uses Wi-Fi? If you're going to a country that's more exotic, it's a good idea to read up on cultural customs, learn a few words of the language, or take a phrase book or translation app with you. Bring along favorite guidebooks and maps. Your advanced preparation will be rewarded with a smoother trip and less stress.